Hi everyone, so it's me. I'm back here once again with another video. I'm making this video again because, whenever I Google myself, because I make sure to do these things because like I said, there's been a lot of interesting and weird things happening since I've been speaking up about certain things that have been occurring, right? Certain injustices. But anyway, continuing on. So I already made a video how there was a mix up between my name and another doctor named Dr. Ashley Marshall. Okay. Now, it's a strange mix up because Dr. Ashley, she is a PhD and she has published, different works, right? On topics such as satire, journalism, propaganda, British literature, right? And so I was saying that, when you Google me, when you Google my name, she pops up, but her work was under my name, right? And not only that, one of the issues was it's found in one of the libraries at one of the universities, as I showed you guys in the video. I noticed it has since changed since I filmed that video. And as a matter of fact, when I go on and I Google my name, right? Because like I said, I don't know how this professor knew my middle name. Right now, if he had that information, like I said, he still went through a search because, like I said, there was no pictures on Wikipedia that show who I am, right? So he has to actively search for a picture of who I am. And let's go on to the page when you go on an incognito page and you Google my middle name and whatnot. So this would be what you see on the Wikipedia page. Like I said, you can click each tab, but there are no pictures of me. But somehow this professor knew, and you can even see when these things were, last updated and whatnot. Okay. Now each tab you can see there are no pictures. Okay. Like I said, there are no pictures on here, right? No pictures, as you can see. Even when I press the talk, there are no pictures on here, okay? And I never contributed to this. And like I said, some of this information is inaccurate, right? But I don't really care. But anyways, go ahead and continue on. When you do a Google search of just Ashley Marshall, like this is what comes up, right? And it may be different for you, right? But like I said, now when you just do Ashley Jasmine Marshall, which is my middle name, this is what I noticed that came up now. So this is right here, like this is an old job. This is someone I obviously don't know. But what I find is something is new is this, right? As well as this. This is also new as well, okay? It's like old, something old. But this right here is very interesting because when I click on it, this is not me. In case if anyone was thought, yeah, I work from home, but this is obviously not me. I just want to make that for the record in case anybody thought that, that was me. It's not. But the point that I'm making is the fact that I don't understand, how this teacher can send picture one of his former African-American female students and say, you may find this very interesting. Again, I find it very interesting that you would find it very interesting, that I would find it very interesting. One, because I know for a fact that you did outside research about me. And like I said, I let the United States Department of Education Civil Rights know about these things because, again, this is what I'm talking about, further harassment, because after the case got closed with Liberty University, the week after, I'm getting that picture sent, meaning, and that's what I'm talking about. This is a passive aggressiveness, right? Because he got away with it. And then you have the people at the Department of Education completely disregard all of these facts, right? That I've proven over and over again. And like I said, I'm doing these things. I have to film myself because, like I said, I noticed some very interesting things. For example, again, going back to the video that I made today regarding how they want to redo the investigation, right? But yet, and have me sign, and I put Liberty University, and there's supposed to be a different investigation officer. But yet I get back an email today with the same the investigative officer who I had an issue with, that disregarded my claims and came up with an entire different story, saying that they can't even investigate people within their department. Now, I signed it saying it was supposed to be for Liberty University. And then why would you reach out to me saying you're going to do an investigation? And then, like I said, it be the same investigation officer who I had an issue with, right, that disregarded my claims, but say that they can't do an investigation. Please tell me, how does this make sense? And this is what I'm talking about. These are the attorneys, right, that are supposed to, in a sense, have our back and protect our students. The rubric is there. It acts as the contract and the law between the professor and the student to protect whether it's the teacher or the student, right? It provides the reasoning as to why you scored a certain way. Like I said, I've been getting all A's throughout my entire time at Liberty University. I have only a few classes till I start my dissertation. I followed the rubric to the T. And like I said, I have evidence that proves that this professor gives other assignments that contradict the rubric, meaning are not inside the rubric, okay? This is after he has graded it, right? But beyond that, it does not address what's in the rubric, okay? Number 2, he gives me a different due date, targets me with a different due date, okay? He asked me to submit my assignment on the day that it's due, to delete my response and to submit the day that it's due, okay? Not 4 days early. Like I said, the convenience of going to school at Liberty University online is for the freedom and flexibility. I do have the right to submit my assignment 4 days earlier, according to their policy, as well as the investigation officer at Liberty University, okay? And then another thing, when is it ever right for a professor in the comment section of the feedback to tell me and send me a picture of one of his former students, right, insinuating, right, that he has done outside research, right? And it's okay. It's an invasion of my privacy. And he knows he can get away with things like that because he got away with not having to follow the rubric. Now, this is a business statistics class, okay? So when it comes to the business side, as far as the mathematics, like 2 + 2 = 4. So you can't dock me for that. But when it comes to subjective things such as writing, you can pretend I didn't submit an assignment. You can pretend I'm not following the rubric, or you come up with your own rules. But not only that, this professor also gave me directions that made it impossible for me to submit the assignment, okay? So all of these things, like, and I showed proof of all these things, right? He also tells me in order for me to reply, I have to reply on my own posts. Anybody that has used Canvas, that has participated in a discussion, knows darn well that if you're commenting and replying to a student, you have to reply to their student's initial post. That is how the student knows you're applying, right? And the teacher also knows who you're applying to. I've submitted evidence showing the teacher's feedback in the rubric, everything, right? And these people have completely disregarded my concerns, okay? So I'm coming on here filming because it's almost as if I don't know if they're trying to discredit me, because I see, they have an Ashley Marshall now, and all this is new, who is a school psychologist virtually online starting back in 2021. And I see they have more of my information, right, which was never on here because technically I'm considered a no one in the field of mental health, right? I don't even have my license yet, right? So I'm trying to understand, why is it that all of these hits regarding that aspect is now coming out, on top of trying to, because I'm also a freestyle artist, like my artist name is Nylia Muse, but it's very interesting how even that, as far as like my gift, right, which is, I'm a freestylist. I never studied satire. I never studied journalism. I never studied, that certain period where, Dr. Ashley, English, British literature and culture of the late 17th and 18th. I never studied those things, right? And yet it's credited to me. And so what I'm saying is it's a shame, because now you have people at different universities having conversations, right? And if they're that fully investigating, I can come up in a conversation, oh, Ashley Marshall, the freestyle artist, wrote that book. That has nothing to do with me. You get what I'm saying? So the United States Department of Education, I'm like, I just